So you see we have like this kind of bird view, like down shots, up shots, and then like within this type of frame, you can play around. You can be very creative. So, like I say, it's always to be creative. You need some structure, like understanding construction system made you able to be creative, because then you can play with elements. You can like toss them around and just experiment with combinations. So, and this kind of very simple system here, it's you just need to keep in mind there is like straight camera angle when camera look straight, and then is down shot when camera look down, and up shot where camera look up. And here in the down shot we have 4 types of down shot. It's overhead when camera look right down, like if you standing and you look down on your feet, kind of, right? Or if you're in a helicopter or in from satellite, your camera looking down to the earth. So you will see Y vanishing point, which is called nadir. It's like vanishing point where vertical lines converging. Like, and we will have this kind of 1-point perspective. 1-point perspective grid in this overhead perspective type. Then when a camera from this angle start to moving up, we will have bird view with this like isometric perspective grid. Then we will have CCTV, like I call it like security camera angle. So here you see we have like, it's like 2 vanishing point perspective grid, but vertically oriented, not horizontally. So we have like Z and Y axis convergent, but we don't have vanishing points. So this is like security camera angle, like no vanishing points, but have conversion. In a bird view, we don't have vanishing points, but axes don't have convergence. They're just parallel, like XYZ, they all just parallel lines. And then we have like subtle high angle. It's like, it can be like 1-point perspective, it can be 2-point perspective, but point here is just like, it's eye level, like camera level, it's slightly above of characters. So if you have here characters in a frame, horizon level, like viewer level, will be above them, like slightly, just not too far. So, and then like here about 6 type of upshot, like when camera look up. So again, it's like mirroring overhead. Like now it's like if camera look to up, we'll have Y vanishing point, like vanishing point for vertical lines, called zenith, like right above your head. So in this case, like you can see flying airplanes and stuff like that. Then this frame type calls worm shot, or also like ground shot. So worm shot can be just like when it's like camera very low and looking up, very strong angle look up. And in a case when we see ground, it's like camera leaning on the ground and we have a ground inside frame. It's called ground shot or ground angle. But I consider it's like type of worm shot. So worm shot can be with ground or without ground, right? So if we like exclude ground from here. Let's say same angle, but you just don't show ground on a frame. So it's like here I can show you some example, like this one. So you see it's like warm shot, like camera very low looking up, but we don't have like a ground itself inside frame, or like this one, like this one. So it's no ground, but it's warm shot. So it's like this one is more close to warm shot because there is actually a ground. Like this one, it's a ground here. So then Neil, and then like this three type, like where is like eye level, camera level will be on the level of a character, on a different part of a character. So if camera on a H of a character knees, it's knee level. So like this one famous frame. You see, so here's like horizon line about his knee level H. And same like with hip, with shoulders. So let's say yeah, like this one. So it's like horizon line on a shoulder level. So it's like a shoulder camera angle, shoulder level camera angle. So this three type is about like you making perspective grid with a horizon line on a certain level of a character, H of a character. This might be like a knee, hip, or shoulder. So, and then it was the same manner, same logic. We have a horizon line about eye level. So it's kind of eye level of a character. So it's camera H, viewer H, on the same H with the character who is in the frame. Like here, for example, this frame. Or kind of this frame. So if we have character like this guy, I think. Or this one. So it's kind of like his eyes in the horizon line here. And it's also even like a vanishing point right at his eyes. So, and I also include, in this category, I even include like a zero perspective. So let's say like this one is just kind of frame without perspective. Can say, yeah, you can say it's like some certain level, but in general it's like no perspective here. And it was in Akira, it was especially kind of obvious. So like this one, it's just kind of like zero perspective, which kind of, if we make it very technical, precise, it's like a long lens shot. So it's camera very far away, make a zoom, and we have this kind of flat perspective. So, hello, silent observer. Thank you. Yeah, so now I will just draw. Let's draw from Ghost in a Shell. So point here, right? Like number one point is be aware of this just three main type of angle. So it's just like straight angle, down shot, up shot, and then practice draw these perspective grids. So like I show you in the beginning video, it's like standard perspective grids for these angles. And number three, right now I will just like demonstrate how they work and also show you how you can break down frames from your favorite movies, from favorite anime or whatever. So, or here from Ghost in a Shell. And you should do it. It's really important, to be very useful thing to do, because this how you really learn language of your medium, because you study it from you study cases of success, right? So you know this images like works, is they make impact on you, you love them, right? So then study what makes them work, how they build, what a structure of these frames. Так. Так. Ну, okay, let's take this overhead. So you look for access for XYZ. So here is obvious, we have this like y-axis. They're kind of convergent, maybe like even like here, if function point right on edge of frame. So it's y-axis. Then if we look on this highway, or it's like a bridge there, so this will be x-axis. And on this highway, you can notice a z-axis. So you see this line, or if you take car, this car, it's x-axis go in this direction, and z-axis go in this direction. So kind of very simple. It's like little tilted one-point perspective. And the structure of these buildings here is just main element is this curvature. Like making kind of dome. Yeah, and you can draw character. It's like character here is a main feature with this kind of angle. It's overlapping. So have like different body parts overlapping each other. So, and trick, like when you will draw a couple of these studies, it feels already like very easy and clear. It's like very simple idea here. But you still need to draw just to have this experience of drawing such frames. You can draw your own compositions, but just like build up this mileage of working on drawing different angles and make many drawings of them. You need repetition. So it's like you in art, like you learn theory, you need to apply theory, or you will never understand. It's like you cannot learn theory just by reading or listening it. You need to apply. And then you need to repeat. You need to make it many times. Couple times not enough. Like minimum numbers, it's in the hundreds. I think in the hundreds. Like only like after you draw like 100 times, and like decent drawings, not just some kind of lousy doodles. No, need to be like really decent, serious kind of, no, like actual illustrations or artworks. And when you make hundreds, yeah, you really start to understand and you improve a lot. So don't be like fooled over our brain, kind of like how our brain wants to avoid repetition. It's kind of looking for reason to slack. So when you think you already understand everything and you already like no perspective, but somehow like for some reason you just cannot draw this like super uh, dynamic angle. Yeah, you cannot draw it because you actually not practice enough, because this kind of flexibility and in ingenuity in perspective came from experience. You need to have just many mileage to start think in perspective. So you start to really like see how to apply basic perspective principles, because there's always very basic principles. And the problem is not like you don't know some secrets. Problem is just you think too slow, and you need be faster and more fluent to make like to think and make decisions very fast. And to able do this, you need more experience. So it's like at the beginning you're very stiff and kind of uh, unconfident. So You need repetition to get through this. Hello, Mustafa. Так. And also, when you do this kind of studies, um, don't draw exactly, don't copy exactly. You better copy like a structure, but you can even deliberately change in the process. Because first of all, you need to memorize sequence and no, just practice doing this kind of work. Practice like apply these principles, not it's not about like proving yourself you can copy or draw similar. No, and anyway, this kind of nuances you will better understand when you have more practice. So yeah, it's maybe at first, like again, when it's your first 100 studies, just do whatever you do. Try like see how it works for you, and then it's just like you will slowly adjust to be more analytical kind of. So because you kind of you look for efficiency, you will adjust. And just like I say, it was like in a previous stream talking about should you draw a lot or like we need to draw more smart. Kind of in general, no matter smart you or not smart, like right approach you take or you go like circling around, not being like super clever. Anyway, you always need to draw a lot. So this should be as like inevitable kind of thing. So you want to be artist because you're ready to draw a lot. That's it. So you're not looking for ways how to draw less. And at the beginning, I will rather say you need to learn how to draw more and more, more and more. So make yourself kind of accustomed for drawing a very long time and drawing a lot. Maybe even more than you actually need. Like, let's say it's like for a normal career, maybe you don't need to draw like 18 hour a day, but at first just try draw as much as you can and try to draw more, and then you just adjust. You will see what kind of schedule for you, what kind of your ratio. So what I mean is like everybody in the beginning, like most of beginners, they have like very twisted idea of what is drawing a lot. They just draw like one picture in a week and they call themselves artists. And this is just absolutely unacceptable. It's just ridiculous. It's like you meet alien from other galaxy and he is like brief, like he inhale air once in a week. And they say like, hey dude, you're not a human. I said, no, I'm human. You see, like human breathe and I'm brief too. And say, yeah, but kind of like like humans, they need to breathe like much more often, like inhale, exhale, like all the time, So art is same. It's like just draw all the time. Have like sketchbook or whatever, go anywhere and go everywhere he draw. And then some dude who like make 10 picture in a year, call it art collection, and call himself artist. So it's just funny. So if you have this kind of like attitude, you will just never learn because you draw not enough. The speed will be too slow. Так, see. So like sometimes like, and I also think like in the many cases in my life, at least, like when I met like different students and different beginners, like more proper will be not talking about find right path. It will be just about walk your path, because you will never arrive anywhere if you walk too slow or you are afraid walk too far. So how will you arrive a different place if you're so comfortable being where you are, right? You need to move. Yeah. So if so, and this one is like actually it's like grid here, like a bird view. Yeah, it's like a bird view here. It's like if we're talking about perspective type. So if overhead perspective, so like I show you, it's we have like 1 point perspective like this. Then bird view is isometric perspective, and like here, let's say we have this road. It's x-axis. Draw or not to draw? Draw. Actually, yeah. Oh, I just realized it was this documentary, Madness, about Miyazaki. So it's a madness. It's a madness. Так. Mustafa, no, x-axis is not horizon. X-axis. So 3D space, it's three axes: vertical, horizontal, and depth. So for depth, it's a z-axis. For vertical, it's y-axis. For y or width is x-axis. So if you look like flat universe of Mario, right? So here we have like a Mario with a shotgun. It's like, where's my pizza? Where's my pizza? You like, it's like he hunts some mushroom to put on his pizza. So, and it's flat, right? Because it's only y and x axis 2D, 2 dimensions. To make it 3D, you add third dimension, depth, Z. So now this box became 3D, and Mario became 3D, and his shotgun is 3D, and flare is 3D, and he start to have like a shadow from a sunset and whatever, right? So XYZ, it's 3 dimensions. Horizon line is other thing. You need to watch my tutorial about perspective basics. I have a playlist, perspective basics. You watch first tutorial. Because if I will explain this basic stuff, it will take 1 hour just to explain this. Так. But you need to have like very clear, idea of it, because it's kind of important. Так. Kind of this will be y-axis. Так. And my tutorials there explain very, very well about this stuff. And for free, you know. And you will never be confused anymore with this kind of principles, like how perspective works. Так. So here also, for example, you see like how I study. I'm not like copy exactly everything. It's just like, because I apply this thinking, like breaking down on elements. So what elements here? Elements here is water, bridge, or freeway, how you call it. Then we have this like sink pole here. And then if different vehicles have like cars, like a minibus and a truck, right? So when I have these elements, each element is like a category itself. So car, right? Like there is many different car. I can draw my own car. Like I can switch models of cars. Truck, or it can be different truck. Or if I say it's like vehicles on a road surface, okay, I can actually switch for any other vehicle, right? So it's important to work from this approach, because this is creative approach when you control material of your picture. You're not just copying something because it looks cool. No, you are totally aware of what is happening and you make decisions. So even when you study like this, when you copy like this, make adjustments just to make sure you more practice this creative approach instead of just measuring lines, when don't draw like this, like it's like this line go here, it's like this line go here. It's okay, yeah, you can also do this. It's also good one kind of practice for you to practice your like precision, right? But so many people, they're just stuck on it, just only dealing with it instead of having like your actual like thinking process and creative vision. Так. documentary about Miyazaki. Just Google like Miyazaki madness, something like this. I forget the exact name. Так, so, and let's just draw. And also, like, this studies right now, what I'm doing, right? It's like classical tropes. Classical tropes, right? Tropes. Practice my English. So it means this kind of scenes, they repeat all the time. So you, by drawing them, you also just practice to draw a very general type of a frame. So later it will be very easy for you to draw this kind of angle, draw this type of frame just with your information inside. Instead of road and vehicles, it can be like a forest and dudes on horses, you know? And this why it's kind of this practice. It's not only like uh, giving you some drawings in your sketchbook. No, it's give you this experience and the memory of drawing essential type of compositions. And as an essentials uh, visual language tropes. It's like a visual trope, right? So here it's like our characters on a journey and then like riding somewhere from point A to point B, and we're like flying over, looking at them. I can draw like instead of water, it can be like rooftops. So it might be like it's like very high, like this road is very high above other buildings, you know. So here let's show you, for example. So it's like it's super universal, super like you can utilize this kind of frames in a many different way. So and yeah, and I can show like other road here, let's say. So and there's like other cars beneath. So like I say, it's like it might seems um, like some kind of unrelated practice, but no, this is the most direct and efficient way to learn perspective and learn visual storytelling, like how to make interesting composition and tell your story, because you study from masters. And like try to do it yourself, like what I do, right? You take your movie, your favorite movie, make screenshots. You can make like every scene screenshot of every scene, every interest, just screenshot every interesting frame for yourself, then organize them in a puref, find some structure, learn principles, learn like what kind of perspective behind this frame, uh, like find, like group them, how they like related. So like here I group them according to angle, camera angle, for example, right? So have like up shots, down shots, and stuff like that. You can group for like Jake Parker did, like 3 type of frames, like frame where characters have exchange, like they're talking about something, can be like conversation or uh, kind of quarrel. And the third type of frame, in this Jake Parker 3 types, it's action. So where is like some chase or battle, this kind of. So you can analyze your favorite movie, like group your screenshots of scenes from this movie into 3 type of frames and just draw them, practice them. When you draw them, it's like you internalize them, you make them part of yourself, because once you draw it, now it's your own experience. Your brain don't care like who made it first, like you made it first or some other dude made it first. Now it's your work. For your brain, it's now your work. So he say like, okay, I did it before, and then you can like go to this memory and take it out when you will need it again. So turns out you became kind of like Masamune Shiro, because now you have like experience of Masamune Shiro artworks. Or Katsuhiro Otomo and stuff like that. Yeah, and like before I was thinking about this, maybe it's like too much like a nerdy thing to do, like might be like I had to study every frame. But no, it's like this is recommendation every like top professionals give. This is like very professional approach, and you can start right away. You don't need to kind of go to university and wait. Somebody will tell you this. Just do it right now. Everybody talk about this. They say like, for example, like writers like who write in scripts for Hollywood, right? They say like, okay, just find script like like industry standard script, break it down, analyze it, rewrite it yourself, just literally like rewrite script, uh, like break it down in every possible way. Just make sure you understand it, like it's like if it's your own, and this is like most efficient way to really learn your language, learn this language on which you want to, visual kind of language with which you want to work. All other is more like specific practices, like if you learn how to draw a vehicle, for example. Yeah, it's like very specific subject. So also if you need to watch, like if you never watch, then this is first video you must watch. And on my channel, it's this video from folder Perspective Basics. Just you need to understand like most essential basics in perspective. And then when you know these basics, then it's up to you what kind of specifics you want to practice. You can like practice perspective of like how to draw airplane in perspective, how to draw vehicle in perspective, how to draw people in perspective, right? All this like is specific subjects, and they require like special attention because there's like some kind of different moments there. Like when you, one thing is like when you draw like a street in perspective, or you draw dudes in perspective, or like draw like dynamic manga compositions in perspective, right? It's also specific subject. So there is not like universal principles you learn and then you can draw everything. No. You learn first perspective basics just to understand logic, essentials, right? And then you need to learn specifics. Because in this specifics, it will be about how to utilize this perspective basics. Because like within every specific subject, it's still about same basic principles. It's still, you know, like XYZ, vanishing points, curvature, whatever, this kind of very basic stuff. It's just like I recommend you this approach, this sequence. It's like you for sure you need to totally understand these very basics, just very universal basics about XYZ, horizon line, all these major terms. You can watch it and repeat like a couple times, like 5 times or 10 times, like rewatch these tutorials, make sure you understand really how it works. Watch this like Marshall Wandrove workshop about perspective basics. And then it's about like what is your field, like what actually you want to draw. And then you learn how to draw what you need, like perspective of people, blah, 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 you know. So here, like this, it's like storyboarding or comic book or illustration. This is what I tell teaching here. Yeah, so yeah, you watch. I have also tutorial. Check my tutorial how to study perspective. So there maybe I explain it more clearly. So bird view. So if this is like overhead, this overhead we have here. Then bird view, like this, or drone view, or helicopter view. Так. Okay, like a general essential perspective principles. It's like a grammar, it's like a logic, right? So you need to learn it. You need to understand logic. You need to understand how it works. What is the main principles of perspective? What is main terminology in perspective? So it's like when you in a writing, for example, like you want to be writer or journalist. So for you is like most essential principles, most essential rules will be is like just knowing your language, right? So it's like language grammar. Just know you need to know many words, like you need to be like more literate in the language. So this will be like general, essential, like in example with essential perspective, what I'm talking, right? And then specifics, it will be like um, how to write essay, for example, right? So you go to workshop about how to write essay. So you already know language. So if you want to be a writer on English language, for example, right? So you already know, like you have very good vocabulary and you have grammar. It's your base, it's your ground. But then you go to workshop about how to write an essay, right? How to write essay. This is specific. This is like practical application. You learn how to make certain product. This is specific. This is what I mean by specific. So how to learn people in perspective, this is specific. What is perspective and how perspective work? This is essentials. This is basic. This is grammar. So when you go to study like writer, how to write Japanese ohoku, right? It's specific because you want to learn specifics about how to write this certain type of work. So same with perspective. You need to, one thing is just know perspective, like read a book about perspective and really understand all the stuff. But other stuff, you now need to learn how to draw like vehicles. It's required you learn kind of a lot of specifics about drawing vehicle in perspective. You will not automatically able to draw vehicle in perspective if you know perspective. You need to learn specifically how to draw vehicle in perspective. This is what I mean about perspective, specifics and basics. Yeah, all day. Yeah, I draw comic books too, and I plan make like a couple comic books. But now I need to finish my book about motorcycles, and let's do this one here. Second. Yeah, so now I will finish like my book about motorcycle and start making comic book. Have like a couple topics which I want to draw. So we'll let you know. To practice your control, quality, your hand control, just draw more. Just draw more, it's it. So let's say for this one, I want to do this one right now. Here you see we have vertical lines have some convergence downwards. We don't have vanishing points here, but we have like y-axis goes this, x-axis goes this, z-axis goes this direction. So when you see some artists like draw like super fluent and like it looks like he's just making magic with his hands, right? Like he move hand and like wow, it's perfect lines appear like this, and like and his like pressure control looks like impossible, like all this like precision and accuracy and finesse in his movements. All this because he draw every day like 10 hours maybe, I don't know, but he draw like crazy all the time. So if you will do this, you will have this line control. It's just about mileage. And if you like scribble dribble little, you know, then of course your line will be like, like I'm so afraid. It's like I say, it's like it's exactly same like with every other discipline, everything like a sport, music. Just look like some like video of piano players. Like it looks like incredible. Like some this are like masters, like how their finger move. It's like this refinement, right? You know, this ability to make movement like strong and same time relax. You know, it's like it's not like you're very stiff and like no, it's like you are very relaxed, but in the same time very strong, kind of, and you make like super um, precise movement. So like you can see like how they hit their like keys on a piano, or you watch these boxers like how they land their punches, like which like looks like they're like very light, they move like very easily, but there is like body mass in it, and they're like very firm because they know like this microsecond when they need to um, kind of like microsecond when they're just like stretch all muscles, you know. So it's very hard to find this like exact moment, exact like microsecond micro movement, and you're like fine tuning yourself through practice. You're constantly fine tuning your brain, constantly fine tuning. He's like your brain always looking for economy of like resources economy, right? So he always will try to make your movement more efficient and less costly. So you just more draw, and you will draw more precise, more accurate, more fine, stuff like that. And you can put some theory over it. You can make your own research on like how to make better lines and stuff. But anyway, main ground for all this stuff is just like you need to really draw a lot. Otherwise, it's like talking about something what is not happening, kind of. You know, it's like how to grow cucumbers in the North Pole. So like, okay, you go to North Pole first, right? Then ask me questions about cucumbers. Uh, yeah, Mustafa, it's just like you, like if you first time hear about XYZ, it's mean you're outsider. There's kind of like you're not into subject. And this is why I tell you, you need to look this tutorial I have about perspective basics. Because like, you know, it's like let's say like me, I go into hospital, like I'm from a small town and I never been in like New York, I don't know, let's say. And I see like there is a hospital and it's like, oh my god, it's so amazing. It's like in my favorite movie, all these doctors and they're doing their stuff so amazing. And look at that. What they're doing is like so many interesting technology. And I will just approach some guy and say like, hey, tell me like how this stuff work. And I don't know what should he say. It's like he will tell like start to teach me like a program of medicine, or it's like I'm too much outsider for conversation. So he will tell me like, okay, here is some book or tutorial about how hospital work or how to study medicine or something. Like you need to watch this just to understand what I'm talking about. So if you want a kind of like really beneficial kind of conversation, because when you're out of subject, if I will explain you something, you will not understand what I'm talking about. It's just, and if I will start to explain your this kind of basics, it's just like I will need to repeat this video, which is already there. That's kind of my point. Because like, if I will explain you how it works, you will not understand. You don't have vocabulary. You need to watch this video. And it's kind of it might be like if somebody has this kind of idea, like everything can be explained in a 5 minutes, then it's like incredible delusion. No. You really like need to uh, you need to get into material, kind of get into context. Like here draws this weird airplane. That's why also this is what I say. Like when you, let's say people ask about art college, like is this important to go to art college or I can study myself? And one of the core thing about art education, like art institutions, is that they're putting you into context. So you became kind of part of community. At least they give you this opportunity. And yeah, of course, you need to make sure like how you can choose university. It's by learning their community. Like look like who is their like teachers, who is their like famous students and stuff like that. Like how much it's actual mainstream, like they're professionals there, or it's just some kind of weird place and kind of unprofessional place, which is very possible. Some institutions is just random people gather pretending they're doing something real. So mainly it's like what main benefit of art college and art university, you became member of of a professional community. Like your teachers, your environment is a professionals from industry, and then your classmates will become like directors, artists in the industry, and they know you, so they will also like able to provide you with the projects. They will invite you to their companies, you will invite them, so you making connections, so you're not just like a freelancer flying in a space like in a space odyssey movie. And but if you on your own, if you're not going toward college, you need to get into context, you need to get into material, into subject. And to do this, you need to study names, like who is major figures in your industry. And this, like, if you draw comic books, okay, you need to know important people, important artists. You need to know like history. You need to know like main companies, all the stuff, right? You need to understand environment of your um, profession, kind of, right? So otherwise you will meet kind of these people and you will have nothing in common. You will like, they will look at you and just like, okay, you don't know artists, you don't know like history, you don't know like important books, important comic books or whatever, like you don't understand jokes, you don't understand like inner language, kind of, like when kind of like community subculture language and stuff like that, right? So this is kind of awkward, and you need to work on that stuff, because you might not notice, but this is the reason um, why you kind of cannot get into there. It's just because you're not into material. And also, like what I noticed when I was studying, like how they choose students for art colleges, art universities, and I realized, yeah, same thing. They just, first of all, they don't care about your art level. Like, it's not important, like, if you're like a genius or super talented. First of all, they want to make sure you're one of them. They want to make sure you will become strong member of their community. So you will like contribute to community. So you have right spirit, kind of, you really love this stuff, you really understand the stuff, so you already like read books, you already explore, you already understand context, so they can see like, okay, this guy, he really interested in this thing, he really love it, and he will really do something, like he will make his part, he will contribute, and oh, like help community, not only like came to take something, but you bring something and you will like make it improve it by your contribution, so this is what they always expect, and this is what they look. And like, like all these students, beginners, they think like it's always about skill, like how you draw, when I convinced is not. They might prefer you with a less skill, with a less like a drawing talent, because just because you seems more fit as person, for art community, for their kind of art community. Yeah, yeah. So if they see you can learn and you um, kind of fit, this is most important. And all these exams, all this stuff, it's not about testing your ability to do what they say. No, it's not about this. Don't need to prove you can do like something better than other students. No, they just want to filter and see who is fit and who is not their kind of dude. And if you are, there is, like I say, it's like secret here, like little secret. If you fit, if you're actually like one of them, you don't even need to be actual student. And they will know you, they will notice you. You can just be like guy who are not actually officially student of this art college or at your university. But you can approach them and you can get into this university. Like I was going in some art universities, going inside classes and draw together with students while I'm not their art student. And everybody was fine because they see I'm one of them. I'm not outsider. I'm one of them because we have same spirit and we have same like attitude. We like respect each other, kind of, you know. So if you do things right, you on the same kind of on the same wave with them. And also, it's like Steve Jobs. I think he was talking about this, like when he was like just attending different lectures in a university without being a student. If you really want to learn, if you really contribute, if you're like good example, you know, like teachers see you like bringing something important, not distracting student, they will always glad to see you, you know. It's not like, look, hey, you're not officially in a paper, like we cannot let you in. No, come on, look, there's teachers, they're actually artists too, right? They're first of all, they're actual artists. So for real artists, it's like they're not bureaucrats. And if it's something like, okay, if you want to attend like a model drawing, okay, you can share money also because you draw together. So you can also like, will need to pay for a model. But you know, anyway, what I mean, kind of. Oh, Tyler. Yeah, cool. Thank you. What do you think an artist could do to show that they will fit in? You don't need to show you fit in. You need fit in. Hola, Constantinos. Don't know. I only know hola, and I don't know what there also. Muchacho, muchacho. I know. Hola, muchacho. Yeah. So the Tyler talking about this. What I mean. So yeah, I had like my teachers. They also like my friends, and they always like consider me as a um, part of community. So they want me to go to art college or art university to help them to support community, to make community better, because they need strong students. They need like artists who also draw, and who have this, spirit. Like when you dedicated and you diligent, you keep working. You don't need somebody like control you. You don't need somebody like checking on you. It's like, are you serious? Or you like, you start to play in your phone and stuff like that. Yeah, because like more serious students you have, or not only students, just like community, right? Like maybe you're not student, maybe you assistant, or you're whatever kind of part you do in the education system. If you are this kind of good person who contribute, and you have these good values, your teachers and want students to have, they will always glad you to see there, because they see you have like, you're making good influence. So that's why they will glad to you came. So just, and if you're like very beginner and you're not into contexts, like I say, like main thing with you need to get into contexts. You you cannot, you have nothing to show yet, because what you have, like you what you can show. So it's just kind of real reality here. It's yeah, like what do you know? Do you know art history? Like do you know, like you don't know like perspective basics, at least I can say, right? Then do you know anatomy? Well, so you don't need to think like what you can show. You need to really get in. You need to dive into it. It should become important part of your life, because if you don't know this yet, okay, then question why you don't know it. You don't have time, or you just have different uh how to say, priorities, right? So instead of like find book, which is like, it's everywhere, it's no secret, just go and look like workshops, books, and read. So maybe instead of reading these books, you prefer like spend time with your girlfriend or visit your friends and stuff like that. So this is kind of just what I say. It's just showing you have different priorities. And so when they say like, if instead of drawing like crazy like Miyazaki, like on making new breaking groundbreaking kind of super artwork, you will prefer to have good time with your friends, then it's not what they want. Because like everybody like this, everybody want to have a good time, uh, but then who will draw, right? We need crazy people who will, instead of going to party, will sit, hurt his ass and draw stuff. You need to be like special kind of people. Not everybody can do this. Same like with army, like this movie, like Full Metal Jacket kind of, right? Or just like, oh, they're so mean. They're talking bad words. They're screaming. It's like, yeah, if you think this way, it's definitely it's just not for you. So it's like different people, different specialty for different people. I just need to see what is your thing. Так. Like there is like I recommend to look like Surnov, Russian artist Surnov. I forget always his first name, but like his surname is Surnov. And this dude, he's just like drawing a lot, and he's like really. I don't know even like how to explain. It's just like he's so full-heartedly dedicated to his work, and you will see it's like so much nuance and precision in his art. It's insane, and this is type of people who became like real artists just because this kind of passion and dedication. This dude Surnov, he has some digital works like from real life views, right? Like he actually took his notebook with old, like some very old tablet for it was a stylus, so he's like take notebook stylus with this old tablet. No, it's not like Cintiq, it's not like iPad Pro, just like notebook with a board and stylus. And he go outside in the winter in the Russia kind of, and go standing with this notebook like crazy, and drawing this stuff. It's crazy. And he have this amazing illustrations like in studies from real life, uh like in the night views or in a train. And he say he was like standing like this drawing street in the night, and like police stop there. It's like what this guy's doing, so weird. And they was like just laughing at him. Some dude standing in the night drawing like puddles with the night light reflection in the puddles and the snow and stuff like this. But it looks so incredible. He's so amazing, and he able to draw, to make so beautiful, like um I don't know how to say, like brilliant work. It's not because he's just like, oh, he just talented, blah blah. No, because he was like eager and like focused so much to get from mediocre level to something like average work to this level when he makes this incredible, like striking kind of amazing work. Again, like when everybody sit comfortable, drink tea on the kitchen, this dude take his notebook and go outside, draw digital studies from at night. It should be kind of something in his head to think, to even like have idea of doing this stuff. Yeah, Andrei Surnov. Yeah. So look, he's have crazy work, and he have like this different. Like some is just like quick studies. Like some of them you can like recognize as like real life studies, like quick digital, and some is like very long and detailed work when he use 3D. So there's like different type of work he do, but they all like very amazing. And trace the mouth. It's right here. Oh, this one also very cool frame. This is just like a brush pen, like very cheap. You can buy in a many art shop, and I put water with Chinese ink, kind of very kind of basic ink, nothing special. So I have like, yeah, this ink. Then I put it in a forget what it's called, syringe. So it's like water with this ink. So and I put inside this stuff. Yeah. So also what I see is important to attend, like if you're illustrator or comic book artist, you need to attend art conventions, like in the USA, stuff like that. For me, I'm in Taiwan and also need to do this. Ah, так, так, let's see. So here you see we have this like kind of like a bird view. Yeah. So and again it's like let me show you how to make it easy. So this kind of may be confusing, but that's why you need to use this like um perspective grid principles. So because it's make every kind of view make very easy to draw. So here we have z-axis. Let's call it z, right? So you see, right? So it's z-axis. Then let's say here, you see, it's x-axis. And also with the practice, you will faster recognize where is which axis, because sometimes it's a different angle. Sometimes can be like this one, you see, it's not x-axis, it's a tilted surface. So it just takes some time to see it clearly, but also it's not necessary to be very precise. You can be like approximate. So it's just first of all you just need to build perspective grid to make sure it's like correct uh, on your picture. So and this y-axis verticals, right? So I look if y-axis have a convergence. Let's see. Yeah, probably is some kind of this convergence like that. This y-axis. So that's it. So when you have this grid, you can draw whatever you want. Let's say I can put figure here. Say some mafia. Here's some dude. Like, no, Yamagata. Whoa. Splash. And I can change her pose. Now I have perspective grid. I can change her pose. Make like this. It's like baseball bat. I don't know, like why you sniper have a baseball bat, like bat choice of weapon. Control baseball bats from moves. Kind of stuff like this. Yeah, hello. Yeah, they have art conventions in Taiwan. I need to go there actually. Yeah, it's like every time somehow I have reason not go there, but eventually I need to go. Так, so here also there is Japan very close, so I can go to Japan too. So I should kind of like rent a booth and well, or maybe just like take portfolio, go there. So here you see like X, Z, and now Y. Y. Let's see. What's this? Try yourself like different ink. I use Chinese ink because it's cheap, and this is just like some studies. I don't need carbon ink for this. You can experiment yourself. So here, if we take here, pose. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I use this brush because it's just cheap, but I prefer to use Copic. So it's kind of like cheap version of Copic markers. Okay, so kind of this. Yeah, maybe I am take here camera angle not exactly how it is in a video, but anyway, it works. So, like I say, it's a practice of approach. Yeah, sure, Konstantinos. Yeah, this is Gene Bold. Gene Bold art. Yeah, by the way, if somebody have copics, there is like competition. You can digitally send your work for competition. It's like it's beginning soon, or it's already begins. And if you win prize, they will kind of, yeah, you can win like whole set of Copic markers. That's just crazy. Uh, like a question like how much I study versus like how much I create original pieces. I don't know. Not I didn't think about it. You can don't know, find my Instagram or website and compare like how many YouTube video I have where I study stuff and how many artworks I have. I don't know, a lot. Both a lot. Many this and many that. I don't have like kind of, I'm not compare like statistically. I even don't know is there a point to think about this? Maybe it's again is some kind of another form of rationalizing how much should I draw, and if there is an actual question beneath this question is like how much should I draw in general? Just draw more and draw a lot. Yes. Main answer for this anyway. You need to draw more. So if you're not sure how much you need to draw, it means it's already a sign that you need to draw much more than you are drawing. Because these artists who draw a lot, they draw so much they don't have time to think about it. They just let me see here. So like, yeah, maybe you want to make like a research about how much artists draw in different stuff, and then you study making statistics. But as artist, you don't need this. It's kind of not a useful information here. So let's say here's let's make a dude. This one. So okay, like I say, it's our brain is very lazy, right? Our brain is always think about how to economize resources. Our brain don't want to read, don't want to think, and don't want to draw. Especially draw something like you never draw before, like something like you feel uncomfortable with, right? So you need to force yourself to do it. And then your brain will change from kind of from position of like, oh, I don't want to draw too much, and looking for excuse and looking for all these weird ways to um, explain yourself why you should draw less, like you need to be smarter or you need to find some special approach, whatever. uh, Instead of avoiding it, like when you will force yourself just to draw a lot, draw, make it normal, make it habit, make it your new normal. Like your new normal is just drawing a lot every day, all the time, and stuff like this, right? And then your brain, he will look for how to make your drawing more efficient, more like less uh, resourceful kind of. So in this way, you will be like gain this fluency and accuracy in your work. Your movements will be more precise. Your speed will improve, just because your brain kind of trying to because it's word. Your brain will try to anyway, it's just like your brain will make it more efficient and less resourceful, like I say. Yeah. So nobody can tell you exactly like how much you need to draw, and what you need to draw. It's very personal thing. And yeah, maybe like can give you some advice if you show your work actually, so can see exactly what you're talking about, what is your current level and stuff like that. Anyway, like usually like most of cases really like you look like somebody show you their work, asking some specific questions, but you look at their work and you see they just draw not enough, just draw too little, and you don't know what to say. It's like these cucumbers on North Pole. Like why you worry so much about these specific problems when your main problem you just not practice and not produce. Like draw whatever, draw your illustration or draw studies, but you need to draw more. Just find a way to draw more for yourself. Yeah, I tell it many time already. Like I have this Discord channel. You can show your work in my Discord channel. You need to be like member of YouTube or Patreon, and then in Discord you can upload your drawings. You can ask me questions. This kind of reason of this Discord purpose of this Discord is to conversation. And you can read already if you can go and see. I talk with other members there. I give feedback to their work. I answer questions. I kind of like from my YouTube, you can see I'm not kind of greedy with information. I'm very open. Like, will tell you whatever. Так, let's see. So this one, like, I call it like security camera angle. Oh, cool. Thank you, Tyler. Так, so this is like from Akira. We have this angle, which was like a long time ago was confusing me a lot about this. I was like, why I cannot see horizon line? Why I see floor here? Kind of. It's so funny. Так, okay, let's take this one. It's kind of iconic view here. Let's try to sharpen pencil. Ugh. Zero waste. You see, I'm like super efficient with my art materials. Так, окей. Так, so here we have like y-axis, kind of this. So this vertical y-axis, then this x, this app called pure ref. You can, they're even like available for free, but you can make like donation to support them. Так. Then here the okay, čia būtų this. So here z, x, and y. And then we can draw column. Here I have a character on the wall. Look at this spider robot. Some weird gun here. So you always, again, you can make like comparison with language study. So what is your goal? And then like how much you need study and how much you need to practice. Just look yourself. You like you need to get to a certain level. You need to be able to do certain stuff on a foreign language you study, right? So what kind of level you want, what you want to do with this language. Like me, for example, like at first I was studying English when I just want to communicate with people in real life. You know, this like a daily conversation kind of, right? Then I make new goal when I want to be able watch tutorials about art, because like I have already like I get already like conversation level. I was talk with people and like another also, you know, because like international language, so I was speak English with like French people, Chinese, Japanese, German. Uh, it's like it's not their native language, so we have both. We have like very basic, simple English, so it was very convenient to speak. But then I realized like my vocabulary is too little. I have too few. I know too few words, so I cannot actually listen art tutorials because they're like talking so fast and like I need to improve. So I made new goal. I say like, okay, then I start to study English to be able to like fluently watch and study from art tutorials, from workshops. So I work like I start to practice and work to get to this level. Then I say, okay, I also want to read books. I want to watch news. I kind of like watch movies without subtitles, so I can like understand everything they're talking about. And then like I want to make my own tutorials speaking English. So you see, like you're making specific goals and you study to achieve these goals. So all these questions about like what should you study, what should you practice, how many you should practice, depend on your goal. What do you want, right? And then like your goal it will have its own specific what exact practice you need for your goal. So if you want to draw like storyboards, right? It's then it's very nice, very useful, helpful practice for you is to break down frames from masterworks. If you want to make comic books and stuff like that. So I'm not study perspective just because artists need to have good perspective. No, it's kind of wrong. It's a wrong goal. Like it's not specific. It's not precise. I need to like I want to have uh, dynamic frames in my comic books and my illustrations. So I study perspective to be able to make this kind of dynamic frames with the like correct perspective. So it will be not look like something wrong, right? It should look impactful. So to make good, impactful, dynamic composition, you need to make sure you're not breaking perspective. So you need to have a good idea how perspective work in this kind of frames. So then when I make this goal, I say, like, okay, I want to make dynamic frames with a proper perspective. So then I start to break down, analyze, and look for basic theory to understand how this perspective work. And then I start to this practice because it helped me to learn to be able to make these dynamic frames. You see, so you do for yourself. Just ask you questions for yourself, answer your questions, make clear goals. What do you want and what do you and make a hypothesis like what do you need to get to your goal. And then you just will see like how fast you move and how far you, like how close you get to your goal. Because when you will see, you start to have this like your practice, your studies make you closer to your goal, right? Then you can see like, okay, this how fast I move towards my goal. Then you can say, okay, I move this fast. I and let's say like I draw every day 1 hour. So I was here and my goal is here, right? So I was draw every day 1 hour about 1 month and I'm somewhere here. Like, yeah, and of course I don't know exactly how far it is, but I'm kind of moving, right? And I have certain speed, uh, or like towards my goal, right? And I ask myself, like, am I moving fast enough or I should move faster? And like, okay, then I need to draw more, so I will improve faster, right? Then maybe I need some more information, more theory, more material, then I will move faster. You see kind of like how it works. So it's your own planning, your own um, definition of goal and your own uh, reflection on your process. This is what important. And me, I'm here on my YouTube channel. I make a library of resources. So when you have specific questions for your goals, you can find on my channel. So it's like how to draw perspective of specific frames, how to draw vehicles in perspective, or how to draw like motorcycles, or how to draw like uh, aerial perspective or fish eye perspective. All this is like specific problems. And you just like when you have this problem, when you have this question, you just go directly and say like, okay, so this video, this tutorial helped me to solve this problem. This kind of stuff. It doesn't mean like you just open YouTube and you start to draw everything like from every tutorial. You can make this way, but I'm saying for most people, you will be just uh, demotivated very fast. Instead, you need to have your own goal and works towards achieving your goal. So, okay, forget here floor. Let's do this. And when they say, like, oh, artists don't need to think too much, you just need to just draw pictures and blah, blah, blah. It's a stupid nonsense. Think always help you than not think. So be clever with your study, be clever with your approach, like think what you do. Because eventually you will be there. Eventually it's like all professionals do this stuff. They're breaking down like to very specific stuff. Because they know exactly about like their process, techniques, mechanics, everything. Yeah, okay, here we have like security camera angle. Так, let's say this one, right? Так, let's see. Okay, maybe here I mix another example. So first, let's say a y-axis to, let's say, so we have y-axis. So just like notice where y-axis goes. So then x and z. So z has disappeared. And x. Let's say x. So I see this on the ground. I see this thing. So I can see it as x. And as this. Wait. So it's like x and don't have convergence. It's just parallel to, yeah, looks like x here is just parallel lines. So if two y and z is convergent, x is not. So it's typical camera, security camera angle. Let me also draw it first. Yeah, let's cut here. So here this y-axis, very strong for sure. Then z axis and x-axis just parallel lines like this. And then it's convenient. So we just put box inside this perspective grid. So we have like elevator box here. Like this ground plane, which like this. Twin. Then we have So, but for this, if you will draw this kind of thing, there practically, like, let's say, like in real life, you will draw this kind of angle only if you copy stealing it, like I'm doing right now, right? So you can like steal this perspective grid for your work and poses of this character, right? Or second approach, you make 3D model and like in a blender or somewhere, so you make this kind of simple 3D model, you put three figures and you find like strong camera angle. It's like you, most likely you will not see it and like imagining like this crazy perspective with figures without making like a 3D reference or just taking it from other. So kind of reminder. And everybody do this often. Like when you see some amazing like shot, you just like break it down, take elements from it, and make your own work. So, but again, if you will start from this, if you will try to do this stuff without practicing perspective and without having like clear knowledge of perspective basics, you just will draw in always like a very lousy work, because like reference and 3D will not do your job. You still need to be able to draw, you know. And again, imagine this one, right? This can be like you can take out a wall. So instead of a wall here, it can be like glass. So let's say I will do it like a glass here. So we can see like a cyberpunk city skyline here. Oh, just some buildings. Так. Right. And they're like flying vehicle. Так, so here's Bato. By the way, how do you like a movie Ghost in a Shell? Like with Takeshi Kitano? I like that you choose Takeshi Kitano. I think it's like was best choice in this movie. It's that they take Takeshi Kitano. It's a genius. But Bato and Kusanagi, I think is no good. It's like, yeah, like Scarlett Johansson is cool actress, no problem with that. But I think she's not really fit. And the Bato, they choose guy like for a Bato, he look like a photo model kind of. He doesn't look like brutal kind of CIA guy. Mm, cool. There's like on YouTube some interview. It was on a Joe Rogan guy from Delta Forces, And this guy is so cool, so crazy. I think like somebody like him should be Bato. Yeah, cool. German grammar. Yeah, I agree. Like where everyone seen it first time, this Ghost in a Shell, and inspire us a lot. Так. So here I'm trying to this guy here. Так. I make their elevator more comfortable. I have a view. Yeah, so how much to study and all this stuff? Maybe you don't need to study much. Maybe, but at beginning, it's really help you to kind of improve very fast. It's really useful practice. Just like I say again, it's like your own individual process, and you need to look yourself, because me for example, I did this like outside drawings of a city. Like at certain moment I decide like not think too much about perspective and just enjoy process. And it helped me a lot. It helped me to draw more work and also enjoy process, and yeah, just more fun. And then after I draw like couple hundred of works, I just start to thinking about I want to improve my quality. So I start to be more serious about perspective. I start improving my perspective. So it's very individual, because like first of all you need to make work, right? You need to do something, and you look yourself what help you to be prolific, what kind of approach. There is no like only one way and what to organize. There's like so many ways. because there's like so many parameters, so many different nuances. It's very hard to say which approach is the best. That's why eventually I watch my tutorial. Again, everybody recommend video call how to study perspective. Yeah, so there I kind of talking about this. The flying car here. Mhm, mhm. Also share my videos wherever you can. So YouTube will more recommend my videos to other people. Push like, write any comments just to support channel. You can ask your questions or just kind of write some long sentences. Так. Yeah, I need to look Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, I kind of like I never watched him actually, but yeah, I seen some video like there's like very dynamic angles. I can also make tutorial video about pet labor, like if you know pet labor. Так. Okay, yeah, I already prepare some frames from pet labor, so we'll make also video. Так. Yeah, so this example of a slight high angle, where is it? This one. You see, so it's like horizon line, little above. So it's like if we follow an vanishing point here, it's like above these characters. So all three characters below camera and camera level. And here we have horizon line and vanishing point inside picture frame. Let's do this last. So difference with the camera, security camera angle is like in a security camera angle, we don't have vanishing points. But yeah, this not vanishing points. You see like elevator kind of situation. But with the subtle high angle, we have horizon line. So let's say this is the vanishing point. Then y vanishing point here is convergent like this. And x is just parallel to horizon line. So let's see this corridor. Two guys walking in here. Так. Second guy here. So see, it's also is like a trope, visual trope. So if you break down couple video, like couple movies, cartoons, just make list of your favorite cartoons or movies, break them down, and you will see there like a lot of classic tropes, a lot of standard types of frames, standard angles, standard compositions, and by studying them, by learning them, practicing them, you learn visual language. Now it's not just some kind of broad idea about composition principles or basic perspective. No, now you actually know what is tools of a trade, kind of, right? Now you will know exactly what is kind of visual language in your media? Так. So when you will, after this kind of practice, right, when you will have some story in mind, your like comic book or script, you will able to visualize it. You will have this like kind of asset visual library of like a way to visualize a story. You will have this like angles in your mind. You will have this like ready like tropes in your mind, and your creativity is about how to twist and adjust this language, these tropes, how to be innovative with standard and well-known solutions. You're not trying to be like, yeah, you are not like trying to reinvent bicycle, right? You are making your model of bicycle. So don't try to kind of reimagine whole visual language from scratch. Learn this visual language, and then you will be able to be more innovative with this kind of what you will see like this what they all do. It was this guy Robert McKee, like he have book called Story. He's like famous about like he teaching storytelling and script writing in Hollywood, and he was talking about some workshop he was given on the writing, and how he witnessed how Hollywood like writers or actors, I think he say it was actors, they was talking about some story, and so they was talking about story, and they immediately break it down into tropes and archetypes. So everything kind of you see in the movies, all this is retail archetype. All this is like reimagined tropes and archetypes. Is nothing new there. All this already been used, already been told. Everybody seen it like 100 times, and like you as creator, you should know this, and you should know all these tropes, all these archetypes, so you are not being blind kind of and trying to make something from nothing, right? You actually see roots, and you say like, oh, I want make like my own um like kind of like in the music, like you take this classical symphony, but you play it yourself, so you kind of put some personality in this, and then you can also um, re- no, put some innovation, kind of say like, hey, nobody yet did it this way, right? So we have like chasing scene, for example, and you say like, oh, what if we make like a dude on a horse while running away from a tank, for example, right? So like, oh, nobody did it before. So you kind of start to playing with these archetypes and tropes, and this is what is actual creative process, like difference between noob and professional. Professional, he know context, he know history, he know his like industry, right? Так, so that's it. Так, third day. Yeah, make sure, like, if you recent on my channel, browse all my video, watch what kind of video I have, because you might find super useful important video, because I have a lot of video I do because they're just not exist. Nobody tells this stuff, like a fish eye perspective, like 6 point perspective. I only find only one tutorial about 6 point perspective on Italian language. There was some dude was explaining, and all other totally don't cover it. So check it out. Look my history. Look this already tutorials, videos, live streams. You might find very useful for yourself. Take and watch how to study perspective video. This should answer you a lot of questions. Так, and now. Audio. Ore. Where is this? Yeah. Let's love together! Push like, subscribe! Keep on